Thank you, Yamaguchi-san. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. If that's fine for you, I'm gonna switch to Spanish since I believe most of our attendees are Spanish speakers. So let me share with you my presentation. Okay, bien. Can you see my presentation?
Yes, we can, but perhaps you can do a presentation view.
Okay.
Ah, perfect. Thank you.
Looks good. Okay, thank you. Ok, muchas gracias a todos. Mi nombre es Alfredo Nicastro.
Thank you very much, everyone. My name is Alfredo Nicastro. I'm from MGM Innova Group. We're a company focused on developing implementation and financing of climate projects in Latin America. I'll tell you very fast about our company, who we are, what we do. The group is in 3 companies, MGM Innova Consulting, which is our company. I'm sorry? If you could have your microphone in mute. Thank you very much. The company, as I mentioned, the company to the right, MGM Innova Consulting, is the company that began the group in the 2000s. Basically, it was a company that did development of climate change mitigation projects. It was one of the consultants under the protocol of the traditionals in the international market. I think it's the only one that remains. It was us, Ecosecurities, Accert companies, international companies, MGM. It's one of the traditional ones that continues developing that type of projects. The company is a manager of climate fund projects for energy efficiency and renewable energies for Latin America. It's a company that has supported us in the implementation of the JCM projects in the countries that have signed the agreement with Japan, basically Mexico, Costa Rica, and Chile. And MGM Innova Energy Services, which is the company that is supporting us with the technical implementation of the projects, where our technical resources are, and engineering processes. And in the group, we support basically projects of energy efficiency and renewable energy. We don't have any restriction on types of projects or sector or type of technology. We do industrial projects, we do municipal projects, commercial projects, distributed generation for self-consumption. We've done projects of efficiency in air conditioning and refrigeration equipment, heat recovery, industrial processes. Important to mention that we do all the development of restructuring of the project, the financing in the case of JCM projects. We support our local partner, our client, with the development of the proposal, the presentation to Japan, and also the organization of the parties that are required. As we've mentioned in past presentations, we require a representative from Japan, a company that will be part of the international consortium. And MGM has worked for many decades, many years with counterparts in Japan. And we have the capacity to bring these partners, these strategic partners, to the projects. In the renewable energy projects, we don't focus on the scale and utility projects of big scales. We focus more on small scale projects of distributed generation. In Costa Rica, we have a very important one that, even though it's a utility scale, which is 5 megawatts, that will be presented a little further by Eric. It's a very important project with Panasonic Technology that we've developed as investors jointly with Panasonic. So again, we do projects, all those, that technical restructuring, the financial restructuring. They are able to finance. We normally do it through agreements, leasing agreements. We do it through service projects where we do sell energy, or we sell cold air, cold water, or contracts of for sale of energy. And we can also do some kind of deal, some kind of purchase. But the strategy that we conduct is that we set the investment and the clients pay for 10 years, 8 years, depending on how the project can be structured through a leasing project or a service project. Super important to mention the experience that we have with JCM. We've implemented 4 projects in Latin America. We have 5 approved. Truly, we have all the first projects in each of the countries, the first of Costa Rica, the first one in Mexico, and the 2 first ones in Chile. We have a lot of experience in the process and how to present the proposals and how to finance. It's important to mention that how the process works with the JCM, you have to implement the project 100% with your own resources, with other resources, and in the end of the implementation, JCM makes a reimbursement of up to 50% of the amount that was created under JCM, but this is after the project has been implemented. We must have resources to implement it 100%. And JCM attests that the project was implemented as was presented, and makes a reimbursement of the subsidy, the 40, 50%, etc. So we'll talk in this presentation. I'll focus on the project of energy efficiency in the Windham Hotel that is very traditional in San Jose de Costa Rica. A little more detail to understand how it works, how the project works. The project is about, it's an energy efficiency project where we've done the substitution, the retrofit of the air conditioning plant in Chile, and associated this Chile plant process of heat retrieval to be able to generate hot water and avoid the use of the heater into natural gas. Or so rightly so we combine the cold system in Chile with the heat retrieval system, both of Viking. The supplier in Chile, very efficient, magnetic, centrifugal, high efficiency, and as you can see here in the slide, in the picture above, you can see the plant, the cold plant, which is inside the building, and next to it is the cooling towers that were substituted. To the left, we see the old one. Below, a schematic of the project. The project generates approximately 40% of savings, and savings benefits to the client that translate into financial benefits. And we expect to generate reductions above 500 tons a year, 550, 580 approximately. The project was implemented through the support of JCM, and the company in Japan, which is a representative company, has supported us. It's a strategic, an important strategic partner. So to have an idea in the project before and after the project, as you may mention, in technology, in Chile, centrifugal magnetic lighting, 400 tons of refrigeration, including all of the peripherals, the piping, frequency drivers, the pumps, and all the equipment associated The energy savings is almost 800,000 and almost $6,000 of savings, financial savings. In this project, in this part of the project, we save approximately 71 tons a year of CO2. The next part of the project, as we can see in the next slide, includes the heat retrieval system, which Templifier, that is also lighting technology. There is this picture that is in the center that is associated and combined. The picture below, where we can see the equipment of the frequency variators that allow to control the production depending on consumption, and that allow for important savings. The cooling tower on top, and we also replaced the old heater in the project for natural gas that allows for the peak consumption times. If the recovery system, the heat recovery system, gives us supply in the production of hot water, we can turn on the water heater, the natural gas water heater, but we don't use, we use it basically for the kitchen eventually, and it's 100% water through the heat retrieval system. In this part, we can see that we allow for important savings of oil, bunker, and also we allow for $55,000 of savings a year. But curiously, as you can see, this is the biggest amount of emission reduction, 430, between 430 and 500 tons a year. Despite that in financial benefit is less, the environmental benefit is higher because of avoiding the use of heavy oils. The structuring of the project, the international consortium that was formed, MGM created a local company that is called MGM Sustainable Emergent Energy. It's an SPV, it's a specific purpose company for the project. A part of the consortium is Windham, the hotel, the company which owns the hotel, and NTT Data, that is the Japanese representative, which has a direct representation with HEC and the government of Japan. And the suppliers was Daiki, not only with technology, but Daiki really made the project an APC, and they made all the engineering, procurement, all the installation and construction of infrastructure. And today they support with construction maintenance through a maintenance contract that we have with them, a very interesting project. To comment on the COVID-19 topic is important. It's been a challenge for all sectors, but especially for the hotel sector. It's been very penalized because of COVID, specifically because of the lockdowns and the travel restrictions. All the projects of ours, the JCM, were affected one way or the other, but especially projects related to tourism. The Windham Hotel, for a long part of the year, close to 10 months, was basically closed with very low occupancy, 2%. It was about 5 rooms occupied throughout the period. Today, they continue basically closed with variable occupation from January to date, between 2 and 10%, with an average of 5% occupancy. This damages obviously the financial situation of the project. NGN has had to support Windham, suspending payments temporarily from our lease, from our compensation for the investment, to support with the topic. The air conditioning system, the hot water system has been basically off. The rooms that are occupied are the rooms that have mini split to minimize the use of the largest systems. It's been effectively a challenge to handle the topic. Obviously, Windham has had to reduce its equipment. This generates unemployment, important social problems, but MGM is committed in supporting them and seeing how we can support in the regular function of the hotel as COVID restrictions are lowered. The hotel has implemented sanitary and health for guests, monitoring of guests, and they haven't had, as we know, any contagion, any pollution. We know that JCM is a very important mechanism in the retrieval post-pandemic recovery because it allows not only to implement and access to those technologies, but also the subsidy is an important support. Many of these companies don't have access to capital and they are indebted. So there's a combination of companies such as MGM and with the mechanism of JCM, I believe we can support in the development of many other projects, even though they've suffered a lot, and we hope they can recover shortly. In this last slide, I share my contacts. Gerardo Aguilar, who works in MGM Innova Capital. He is the director of investments. He knows the country very well, and he's the one that supports us in the implementation of this project. Thank you very much.